Good afternoon to you, members of the media, and thank you for being here to this press conference to officially launch the activities to commemorate the 90th birthday of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. As you know, the Queen's birthday is traditionally observed in the territory in June. However, last month, we would have announced that His Excellency the Governor for this year, in accordance with Section 5 of the Public Holidays Act, and with the advice of Cabinet, by proclamation, reserved the reigning sovereign's birthday, April 21st, as a public holiday. So this year, it is a chance for us here in the Virgin Islands to celebrate this significant milestone with Her Majesty the Queen. Present with us today to bring you remarks would be His Excellency the Governor, Mr. John S. Duncan, OBE, Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, OBE. And as you know, the Cabinet of the Virgin Islands appointed a 12-member committee, and they are among you this afternoon to oversee the planning of the events. This committee is chaired by Madam Deputy Governor, Mrs. Inez V. Archibald, CBE, who will bring you remarks as well this afternoon. We will now begin with the remarks, and then we will open the floor for your questions. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome you, His Excellency the Governor, John S. Duncan, OBE, to bring your remarks.
Thank you very much, Honourable Premier, Honourable Deputy Governor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Well, I'm very pleased to be able to join this ceremony launching the Queen's birthday celebrations with the Honourable Premier. This year is a very special year for a very special person. It is the Queen's 90th birthday, 60 years on the throne, over 60 years on the throne. This person has guided the realm through immense change, not only in the United Kingdom, but in the British Virgin Islands. It's also the 50th anniversary of her first visit here to the Virgin Islands, which many people still remember with fond memories. And we've seen huge changes in the BVI, social, political, and also economic. Her Majesty the Queen is a unifying symbol in person. She is the person at the heart of the realm. She is the person who provides the centerpiece to the devolved administrations, Scotland, Wales, the Crown dependencies, and the overseas territories. She is a symbol of our identity and a focus for our identity. We are not the US Virgin Islands. We are the British Virgin Islands. We are the Virgin Islands, and we are British. The people here chose to remain British. The Union Jack appears in our flag. The police are the Royal Virgin Islands Police. The acronym sometimes disguises the importance of that rule, that link with the monarchy. And those in the legal profession who seek high office become Queen's counsels. So right the way through, you can see that Her Majesty is a unifying focus for our people. She's also the focus for excellence, both in personal messages and awards. Several of us in this room are members of the Order of the British Empire. The CBE, the OBE, the MBE are all ways of recognizing excellence in professional life and personal life. I can remember very well the honor of giving Annie Gardner the MBE last year for all her work in the community. But also, Her Majesty is a way of celebrating excellence in our personal lives. Only a few weeks ago, the Premier and I gave Her Majesty's personal message to someone in the West End who had celebrated their 100th birthday. And a few weeks before that, I was giving a personal message to the Reimers, 75 years of marriage. These are all ways in which Her Majesty provides that focal link to whom we are. The Queen's birthday celebrations are a moment to celebrate that link with the monarchy, to celebrate the British Virgin Islands heritage, the people that you are, and also that you are part of that realm. As you will all know, last March, I restarted the tradition of the pound of salt from Salt Island being given every year to Her Majesty. And I can tell you that she was very pleased to receive that. She was quite surprised. We were rather back on our rent, but she was delighted to receive it and sent very good wishes and was very pleased that we are restarting that wonderful tradition. And to me, I think that is a very important event, because Salt Island is quite a unique place in the BVI, and what happened when the Rhone went down celebrates all, to my mind, what is good about the original Virgin Islands values: integrity, hospitality, care for others in need, doing the right thing, and more generally, the resourcefulness of the people living on that island. So I'm very pleased that at the end of this week, the Premier and I will be going over to Salt Island to go through the opening of the salt pond and what will now, I hope, be a strong tradition of the people of Salt Island passing to their elected leader, the Premier, the pound of salt, which he will formally pass to me to pass to Her Majesty. So this is a very special moment. As I say, this is a very special year for a special person. And as the Director of Communications mentioned just a few minutes ago, at the request of the Cabinet, I sought permission from the Palace to move her birthday from its official day to the day of her actual birthday, when she will be 90, on the 21st of April. And I'm pleased to say that the Palace agreed to this request. And I should underline perhaps the importance of that agreement. We will be the only overseas territory, apart from the Falklands, which is allowed to do this. So it is a rare privilege that we have been given, and it is in recognition of our links with the royal family and the monarchy. So we'll be having some special events. You will be hearing about those. As you always know, we have the March Past. We have, on this occasion, the lighting of the beacon. The beacon is lit, generally speaking, to mark particular days, such as the Jubilee. I think the last time in the BVI was the 2012 Jubilee. But it's a very old tradition. It goes right back to King Alfred and the Vikings in the 11th century of the United Kingdom. In fact, I think it's even earlier than that. I think it's the 10th century. And when the Vikings were seen on the horizon, people lit beacons to alert the population, to alert the army that the Vikings were there. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't do something here when the pirates appeared in the Virgin Islands. But this tradition has been going on for over 1,000 years of lighting beacons around the islands, alerting people to something momentous. And on this occasion, it's not an invasion, it is a celebration of a birthday of a very special person. There will be many other things that will be going on, including a visit by a Royal Naval ship. So we will have a really special day for a very special person. But it is also your day, and I hope you will find it interesting what the committee, to whom I owe many thanks under the chairmanship of the Deputy Governor, for arranging all the things that will be happening during this period. Thank you very much.
And now we call the Honorable Premier, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, to bring you his remarks.
Your Excellency, Governor John Duncan, Deputy Governor, Mrs. Ines Archibald, committee members, members of the press, good afternoon. The 90th birthday celebration of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II is indeed an important occasion for the territory, as it marks an important milestone in her life as a sovereign. It is a reminder of the monarch's role in linking the British Virgin Islands to the United Kingdom, and what that relationship means to us as a territory. Over the course of her long reign, many will recall that Her Majesty made 2 official visits to the BVI, firstly in 1966 and 11 years later in 1977, the year of her Silver Jubilee, accompanied by her husband, Prince Philip, aboard the Royal Yacht Britannia. In June 2012, my wife and I journeyed to London to participate in the Queen's Diamond Jubilee celebrations, where we participated in the Thames River Diamond Jubilee pageant of 1,000 boats, attended a Diamond Jubilee reception and BBC concert at Buckingham Palace, as well as a Thanksgiving service at St. Paul's Cathedral. We enjoyed the celebrations. The upcoming celebrations, it is hoped, will highlight the important role Her Majesty has played in the BVI and elsewhere over the course of her reign. As an overseas territory, the United Kingdom pledged to defend the BVI as an overseas territory, to encourage a sustainable development, and to look after our interests internationally. We rely on the UK to represent our case in international fora, such as the United Nations and the Commonwealth. It is a relationship we have benefited from in many ways over the years. Our constitutional link to the United Kingdom indeed contributed to the confidence in us as a financial services jurisdiction that permitted the territory's successful growth as an international finance center, which has done so much for the prosperity of the territory. Similarly, in shipping registration, the growth of our shipping registries linked with our membership in the United Kingdom Red Ensign Group as a Category 1 flag state. The BVI-UK relationship in this regard affords our business partners a certain degree of comfort when doing business. Politically, BVI-UK cooperation today continues across many areas. In the United Kingdom Parliament, we remain directly engaged with our parliamentarians via our BVI All-Party Parliamentary Group, chaired by Sir Henry Billingham, a former Overseas Territory Minister. In the halls of the UK government, we continue to positively engage with various government departments on international issues such as climate change, biodiversity, and other environmental issues and maritime matters. In fact, just last week, government representatives participated in an international obligations conference in London, hosted by the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, where the UK government and territories positively discussed our mutual obligations with respect to various aspects of operating in the international system. As the chair of the United Kingdom Overseas Territories Association, the BVI leads on collective political engagement by territories with the UK in London. Importantly, the BVI's relationship with the UK extends beyond national government. At local level, we have a successful partnership with the Hertfordshire County Council that entails cooperation on sports, culture, education, youth, small and medium enterprise, and other areas. We have made a number of meaningful visits and exchanges that continue in earnest. Later this year, I'm looking forward to celebrating the 5th anniversary of the signing of the BVI Hertfordshire Memorandum of Understanding during my official visit to the UK, where I will chair the UKOTA Political Council. In the area of higher education, increasingly BVI students are making the UK their destination of choice for university studies in a wide range of subjects, including law, medicine, accounting, education, and other areas. The UK also places them on the doorstep of continental Europe and provides easy access to Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. The elected government places very high importance on the territory's relationship with the UK, which is why our BVI London office primary function is to maintain our governmental and political links in the United Kingdom government on an ongoing basis. In terms of commerce, the UK branches of our Tourist Board and Shipping Registry offices located at BVI House in London maintain a presence in the United Kingdom market to ensure we promote a destination and services to UK and international clients and customers. The upcoming celebration of Her Majesty's 90th birthday provides an opportunity to reflect not only on milestones such as these, but also on the relationship that we as a territory have with the United Kingdom, of which she is monarch. I look forward to the territory participating in the upcoming birthday celebrations. This is indeed a chance for us here in the BVI to celebrate this significant milestone with Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Premier, and we now invite Madam Deputy Governor Inez Archibald, CBE.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Your Excellency, Honorable Premier, members of the committee, members of the media, good afternoon. I am pleased to join His Excellency the Governor and the Honorable Premier as we look forward to the commemoration of the 90th birthday of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Today's press conference comes after many weeks of deliberation and decision-making about what those celebrations should look like. I am, of course, grateful to all of the members of the committee. Those members were appointed by the Cabinet of the Virgin Islands. I'm very grateful to them for the work they have done thus far. It has been excellent work. It has been well-researched work. It has been well-timed work. And the action points have been executed flawlessly and in a very timely manner so that we could continue moving forward with the preparations for the celebration. I am particularly grateful to the Permanent Secretary in the Deputy Governor's Office, who very ably carried the leadership of the committee during my absence abroad. His Excellency the Governor and the Honorable Premier has sort of set the tone and the historical and international and political tone for what is happening. I am basically going today to be very brief as I have the pleasant task of sharing with you the activities that have been planned for the celebration of Her Majesty's 90th birthday. Of course, you have heard from the Honorable Premier that we are also celebrating the 50th anniversary of Her Majesty's first visit to the territory in February 1966 when she came with her husband, Prince Philip. The celebration, as His Excellency mentioned, actually begins this week on the 24th, Thursday the 24th at 9:30 a.m. at Salt Island, where the descendants of Salt Island will, as he indicated, hand over to the Premier of the territory a bag of salt, and the Premier in turn will hand it over to His Excellency the Governor as a gift for Her Majesty the Queen. You also heard, or was implied in in His Excellency's remarks, that this is a tradition that was revived when His Excellency presented to Her Majesty the Queen a bag of salt last year, and a presentation, incidentally, that made international news in the print media. So we're very grateful for that. Then we are having a number of road shows for 1 week between April 11th and 15th. His Excellency the Governor, the Honorable Premier, and the Deputy Governor, along with some recipients of the Queen's honors, will visit some schools throughout the territory to educate students on Her Majesty, the significance of the monarchy, and why the Queen's birthday celebrations are important. Honors recipients will share their story of what it means to them and what it meant to them to have been honored by Her Majesty, and then students will have an opportunity to ask questions of the officials and the honors recipients. On the actual day of Her Majesty's birthday, a day, as His Excellency told you, for which we have had approval from Buckingham Palace, of course, it's a public holiday, and the celebration will commence with a grand paramilitary parade, which includes the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, the Fire and Rescue Services, civic organizations, and schools, from the House of Assembly to the festival grounds, beginning at 1:30. And then directly after that parade, the official ceremony will commence. And of course, all are invited to attend. The beacon lighting ceremony, you have heard a little bit from His Excellency about that. There will be simultaneous beacon lighting ceremonies on Just Van Dyke, Anegada, Virgin Gorda, and on Tortola. On Tortola, the beacon lighting ceremony will be at the Tortola Pear Park, And on that day, the youth of the territory will take center stage with their items of poetry, song, and dance. That begins at 6:30 p.m. There will also be a commemorative magazine which will capture aspects of Her Majesty's life and reign, as well as aspects of her visit to the territory in 1966. That magazine will be made available to the public at the official ceremony on the festival grounds. There will be a feature in the Welcome magazine and a video documentary and various photo displays at strategic locations throughout the Virgin Islands, including the public library, as part of our outreach and public education campaign. Other activities planned to commemorate the celebrations include a souvenir stamp unveiling ceremony, a souvenir coin, and an essay competition for upper secondary school, tertiary students, and the public on the topic, "What does being British mean to me?" Dates of those will be announced later. And by way of special announcement, there will be a special license plate, a commemorative license plate, for which we have gained the approval of Buckingham Palace to celebrate Her Majesty's 90th birthday. The license plates will bear two images of Her Majesty, one representing her accession to the throne, the other in her present glory and splendor as Queen, and will be available for purchase from the Department of Motor Vehicles. I invite everyone and encourage everyone to take part in these celebrations as all having a chance to share with Her Majesty and to celebrate with her this very important milestone of her life and her later reign. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Deputy Governor. And members of the media, you've heard the remarks, and now this is your opportunity to ask your questions. And as you know, it's usual, I do want you to identify who you are, the media house for which you represent, and then you pose your questions. So we'll take the first question.
Good afternoon. Sean Rose, JTV News. My question is directed to Your Excellency, Governor John Duncan. In your remarks, you indicated that you requested of Buckingham Palace the permission to proceed with celebrating the Queen's birthday here in BVI, like it's done in Falkland Islands. Could you tell us what prompted you to make such request?
Well, thank you very much for your question. As I mentioned, the request actually came from the Premier and the Cabinet to move the date to her actual birthday, because it is a special birthday, the 90th birthday. It's a special birthday, and therefore the request came from the Cabinet to me. Obviously, we had discussed the fact that there is a precedent that the Falklands also have that, and we are the second overseas territory to be granted permission to have it on her actual birthday. On her birthday in England, Her Majesty has a rather quiet, private day, and there will, of course, be the beacons. The beacons will be something that goes all the way around the United Kingdom, the island of the United Kingdom. One forgets often that it is an island. And we will be, it then will go out over the realm, and we will be part of that process. So we'll be physically and symbolically joining all the United Kingdom and all people who are British to celebrate her birthday on that day. So it was a proposal from the Cabinet, from the Premier, that we should celebrate her actual birthday rather than the official birthday, which is usually in June.
And thank you, Your Excellency. And Honorable Premier, do you see this being the tradition from here on, or would this just be a one-off celebration in terms of on the actual birthday?
Thank you, Sean. As the Governor mentioned, the Queen's birthday is celebrated annually on the day that is appointed to celebrate her birthday. And this year, because it was her 90th, which is a significant milestone, just as, for example, the Jubilee, which I went to for that celebration and quite enjoyed it. And so this is, we say it would be a one-off event, who knows? It'll be done on special occasions. And we said this was a special occasion, perhaps when she makes 100, she's still in office.
Do we have any more questions?
Seeing that there are no other questions at the moment, it just dawned on me that I didn't hear much about the cultural aspects of the BVI being featured in the celebrations, Madam Deputy Governor. Am I missing this? Is the local culture, so to speak, being incorporated in the celebrations?
Very much so. Thank you for your question. You would have heard that I indicated that at the lighting of the beacon, the youth of the territory will take center stage with their songs, their poetry, and their dance. And we figured that that was a very important way to integrate the young people, first of all, and to also make sure that our culture was represented.
Could I just add to that? Of course, the Salt Island ceremony this week is very much about the culture, the values of, and the heritage of the Virgin Islands. So we start with the heritage of the Virgin Islands and its links with the monarchy going back 100 years or more. So yes, as a Deputy Governor has said, we have that very much in mind. So we start with the heritage.
And possibly end with it.
And again, because there are no other questions at this moment, I'm staying on topic, but I am digressing somewhat to the Queen Elizabeth II Park, Honorable Premier. Is that wonderful recreational facility going to be officially opened and be a part of the celebrations as well?
That the park is still a work in progress, and I'm still waiting to have an official date for its completion so that it could be open.
Okay, and
Sorry, so I'm to take it that it won't be open in time.
I really cannot say at this moment. I'm still waiting on my officials to be able to say when it will be.
okay, thank you to the members of the media. And since we do not have any more questions, this time I do thank you for being here for the press conference this afternoon, where we have officially launched the activities to commemorate the 90th birthday celebration of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and we hope to see you and members of the public participating and being a part of and attending the events that we do have. Remember, this is an opportunity and this is a chance for us here in the Virgin Islands to celebrate this significant milestone with Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II.